There we go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our call tonight on this Wednesday evening. We are so happy to have you joining us tonight because we know that you have busy lives and a lot of things going on. And we appreciate you so much taking the time to spend with us to hear about what it is that's going on and why someone maybe invited you to this call tonight. My name is Jessica Johnston. I appreciate an opportunity to speak to you all for the next 25, hopefully 30 minutes. We'll try to keep it condensed just for sake of time for you all. If this is the first time that you're listening in, welcome. We're excited to have you listening. We're certain that the next 30 minutes or so is going to be well worth your time just to learn about what it is that's going on, why someone was so excited to invite you to this call tonight, even all of the new people who have joined in Isagenix, particularly the last 6 months. An overwhelming, alarming number of people are joining this team or are using these products. And you all are joining this call just to learn more, to educate, because you're loving it, you're feeling great, you want to share it, and you need some answers. You want to hear what's going on with people. Why is everyone so excited about this? Why does this stuff work? And how are people really transforming their lives in so many different ways? And so I am grateful to be here tonight. All I want to do with all of you is just share my story, where I come from, what's going on, what has happened in the last 27 months of my life that's gotten me to this point today to share this with all of you. And so happy that I have an opportunity to do that. I will assume that if you are on this phone, that there is something that you are maybe excited about. There's something here in Isagenix that you are looking into. Something has piqued your curiosity. Maybe it is that other people are using this product line and having awesome results, or maybe it's that you're hearing about people making a lot of money, extra supplemental income. Certainly the person who invited you is probably a happy person, smiling all the time, excited, overly excited, and they've aroused enough curiosity in you that you're joining, and we're excited to explain why. Why are we so excited? What's going on with people here? So what you are going to find, this might be just your first touch in looking at Isagenix, but what you will find is that the more research you do, the more questions you ask, the more people you talk to, the more the person who invited you tonight, the more that they show you, you are going to be so amazed at what you find. And I'll tell you, there's not a person on this phone that has already been involved with Isagenix that can't relate to what I just said. We continue to be amazed, excited. It's almost unbelievable what this opportunity has done for so many people. And we are excited that you may join us in this journey. And so let me just walk you through where I came from, where I am now, what the possibility is for you all. And then I'm very honored to have a guest speaker on tonight with a woman whose story is actually quite different than mine. And I'm so curious and excited to hear her explain her story, because I want to show you how different people can come together for the same opportunity and both have really beautiful success, and just share that with you. She's a friend of mine, but she's having wonderful success in this company. I can't wait to share a story with you. But I'll tell you, 4 years ago when I initially was introduced to this product line by a man who was my neighbor, his name was Herb Cepeda. Nice person, approached me at our neighborhood pool actually and said, you know what, you look like somebody who would be great at what I do. I am involved in just this great company. Tell me about yourself, what's going on with you. And we had a lovely discussion as neighbors. It was just a discussion. Thank God it wasn't a sales pitch. I would have run the other way. But it was kind of what I was expecting when we first started talking. And I'll tell you, everything he said sounded awesome. It sounded too good to be true in some instances. And I actually, after asking a lot of questions, spending a little bit of time researching over the next day or two, I actually turned down this opportunity. This is 4 years ago. And I said, you know what? It sounds awesome, but this is not the right time in my life. I cannot focus on my own health. I just had my third child. She was 6 months old. I was still nursing her. I couldn't even figure out how to make a sandwich half the days. And I thought, there's no way at this point in my life I can incorporate something like this. But my goodness, maybe someday. And we left it like that. Herb never approached me again. He said, awesome, take care of your family, maybe someday, let me know if you're ever interested. And I loved that. There was a no pressure, low key, love to work with you sometime, love for you to try this product line, but whenever you're ready. And I thought it was brilliant that he left it that way. And that's exactly why over the course of the next 18 more months, I spent a lot of time critiquing this company, analyzing the product line. I was in a place in my life physically, medically, that I had battled an illness for a very long time. I saw the very best of that illness, which wasn't great, and I saw the absolute worst of that illness. I had severe inflammation in my body. I spent 14 years on chronic treatments for this condition that I had. And so I had to really look at this really hard. That was from a personal standpoint. But from a professional standpoint, and having at the time owning two very, very successful private upscale gyms, fitness centers in very affluent areas in Charlotte, North Carolina, we were not interested in bringing any type of a product line into our businesses at the time. We were 12 years old. We never endorsed a product, didn't care for how most of them did or did not work, felt like most of them did not work. And when you have a reputation like you do, you're a little bit careful about what you recommend to your clientele. You're putting your reputation on the line. And so from both standpoints, professionally and from a personal standpoint, I had to scrutinize what it is that we might get involved with. And sure enough, over that year and a half, all the signs pointed to this company, all of them. I was able to eliminate 4 other companies. One of them came in a really close second for a while. Reason it came in second place was because it was very clean. It was a clean product. I knew it was something I could encourage other people to use. I felt good standing behind it. It was a reputable company. But I'll tell you, there were some major glitches with it. And I chose not to go with that company, and overall, with complete confidence, for every reason, went with Isagenix. And this product line, because that is all that I was interested in the beginning, this product line did exactly what everyone said it would do. Other people looked great. Other people were feeling better. There was 10 years of validation at the time, almost 11. Now there's 13 years of validation with this company, the way this product line was working. It did exactly what it said for myself, for my brother who owned the gyms with us. The two of us secretively tried this product line because we knew that if our clients heard us, using the product, they would go use it. No questions asked, because it meant that we endorsed it if it was something we were using ourselves. And so sure enough, we got the results. He flushes out 12 pounds of body fat in 8 days. He's already a fit human being. He owns 2 gyms. He's a personal trainer by day. Flushes out 12 pounds of body fat in 8 days. I flushed out 11 pounds of body fat in 20 days. I did it all wrong. I didn't follow the instructions. I just did what I thought I should do with how I wanted to incorporate it into my very busy lifestyle. Just get done what I could, get the product in my body no matter how it went in, what time of day it went in, didn't matter. I was just happy to be using it. That weight loss, that fat loss that we experienced, for me personally, was really just a bonus. I was looking for optimal health. I was looking to finally find the system that got my body in a position where I could reduce inflammation naturally, the cleanest way possible, have it be effective, have it be profound. And that's exactly what it did. And, want to go in to say and just kind of wrap up the product side of this, within 4 months, I felt amazing. The first 2-3 weeks, I felt completely different. But within 4 months, I felt good enough to say, I'm going to lose my treatments. I'm going to lose my treatments for how I've been helping to control this illness that I have. And I did. And that was 2 years ago last month. 2 years ago, January, I lost all of the medications. Can't find them now. I lost all of the medications, and it's 2 years later, and I haven't needed those. Why? Because the products work, and they're brilliant. They're also so simple. And I couldn't have done a system that was difficult. I just couldn't. It was too hard for me in my life. It had to be simple, and it was. And so here we are. I was able at this point, obviously, to eliminate any of, the reasons I was very skeptical initially about the product. I was able to really get behind it and validate it and feel really confident to endorse it. And I'll tell you what happened, whether we liked it or not. Half of our gym within the first, 5-6 weeks, they were all using the product.
Exit tone on.
Thanks, Wayne. They were all using the product. And so, we started to look at, wow, we've got to endorse this product. Everybody wants it. They're going to go get it regardless. They know that we're using it. Let's find a way to do this. But I had no experience in network marketing. I had no experience in, they used to call it multi-level marketing. Didn't even really know what it was. I'd heard of it before, but really never experienced it before. Was not interested in making money with this company because for me at the time, it was a turnoff. I had 3 children, young children. I had 3 businesses I was running, a private swim instruction business on top of the 2 gyms that we were running. I was having the 3 kids running around at this point. I had 3 children. And so, how was I ever going to be able to build this into my life and make money? But people were asking for it. And I started to get curious. And I realized that there were people in this company making thousands and thousands of dollars. There were people in the company making millions of dollars. Come to find out, the man who sponsored me was making millions of dollars with this company. I didn't even know because he didn't tell me. They were the number 1 income earners in the world with this company, number 1. So today there's over 440,000 people who share Isagenix, 440,000, and the man who sponsored me and his wife Patty are the number 1 earners. I knew that I had this opportunity. If I was ever going to do something, it was with these people at the right time with the right product line and the right company. And at that point, I literally, guys, I said, I don't have time to do this. I'm actually not interested in having parties at my home. I'm not interested in sharing this with all of my friends. I think one of the things I told Herb was, I'm very reputable in this community. I don't want to sell something. I don't want to be part of a sales thing. I don't want the neighbors to run for me, because they think I'm selling Isagenix. And he really, guys, he laughed at me and he said, good, because I don't want you to do any of that either. We are not that kind of company. We're a company who uses a product line, and if we love it, we share it. If we love it, we share it. We don't sell. Isagenix Corporation sells Isagenix. We show people how to get it if they want it. And I loved that, and I said, I can do that. I can share this stuff, but I will tell you, show me what to do. I'll do whatever you say, but do not tell me anything outside of what I ask you for, because I won't hear it. I only have time for you to answer the question that I asked you. I don't have any more time for more detail. Just tell me what the answer is, and I'll keep going. And I did it. He said, go find a few people. I went and found a few people, started sharing it with people, started watching other people get the same results. The people at the gym were getting the same results. We were still blown away by everybody else was getting the same results we were. And so we found that we had this awesome product line to go share with other people, whether it was a mom who wanted to lose 5 pounds of baby weight that she was carrying, up to now, my 91-year-old Aunt Kate. I've got Aunt Kate using the product line. She's got severe inflammation in her joints. At 91 years old, she called me to get the product because she wanted to lose body fat. And I said, Aunt Kate, you're 91. I don't care about the scale. I'd rather get rid of the inflammation in your body. Sure enough, a year later, she's still on the product. She's down 25 pounds. She feels amazing. Inflammation was gone in 2 weeks. And so we have such a wide range of people to help. In the back of my mind, you'd be silly not to sit here and think, how are people making millions of dollars doing this? They literally are talking to one person at a time bringing in people who get excited and start sharing this. It's a natural form of networking. And all of a sudden, I saw this compensation plan go to work. I saw it work. It was exactly what they said. It was magical. It was simple. It was go find a couple of people to share this with. Let them naturally share it if they want to. Keep searching for people that you can help. And I had a huge, huge transition. When I started to meet the people in this company and discover the level of professionalism, the level of experience, people that had positive energy and they were optimistic and happy about their result and happy to share, and you get into a room of like-minded people and they empower you to want to share more. But what you also learn is that there are people there. There are people in Isagenix who are here because they want to make more money. They want an extra supplemental income. And that wasn't what I was looking for personally, so that was not how I viewed this company. And so I realized that there was just as much of an opportunity to help people financially as there are people to help them with their health. People struggle in both ways, and we have an opportunity. You even have people who don't struggle financially, but they find this to be a really wonderful form of supplemental income. It's the play money. It's the extra money to save like we have for our children's college education. We've tripled their savings accounts in the last year, tripled them. We've added so much to the home. We've increased our pensions and our retirement plans so much. But here's really what happens. You come into this, you have no experience, you follow the model, you duplicate it, and if I can just put you in my shoes to say, you know what, you're probably a busy person. We all are. We all have something going on. You know, if you're a busy person, that's how I felt. And so I just started to insert this. And it's the kind of thing where if you can just take it in the little pockets of your life that you do have, if you have any, take a little pocket of your life and share it with somebody. Reach out to somebody, text message somebody, private message someone on Facebook. Forget Facebook. I could talk about that all day. It's so easy to tell people you feel amazing, and everyone wants to know why. It's so easy to tell people that you just put a really expensive, nice pool in your backyard and take a picture of it, and do we want to show your friends? And all of a sudden people are going, how'd you do that? She's got that nice old pool in the backyard. And people start to say, I want that. How can I get this? And to know that I can show people how to stand behind this with complete confidence, with complete integrity, and say, this is a brilliant plan. And that's what we've done here, guys. We've attracted people who go through this process. Some come in and hit the ground running, and they want to make money. That's what they want to do. They love that the product works, but they want to make money. A lot of people come in doing that. They want it. That's what they're looking for. Other people come in for the product and decide they want to build a business. Other people come in and say, the business isn't for me, but I love this product line. Okay? So I want to put you in my shoes and show you what's possible. And before I tell you what's possible for me, I want you to know a couple things. First, it's uncomfortable for me to talk about money. It's not a traditional form of, I was an entrepreneur, obviously. I came from an investment banking background. The investment banking world taught me so much, but it also made me very ill. I was overworked. I loved what I did. I was with an investment banking company, but it got me sick. I wound up in the hospital after 6 years. And so obviously I left that to do something that I thought would be better, which was own a family business, which ended up being almost more time in owning your own company, trading time for money. We didn't make money unless we were present. There was no form of residual income coming in. It was if I'm there, we make money. If we're not there, we don't make money. It was hard to take a vacation when you own your own company. But talking about traditional forms of income, it made me uncomfortable in this industry to speak about the kind of money that we started making. But when I really accepted the fact that the money that we've made, my husband and I, in this company, is truly just a reflection of how many people we have helped. And I started to be okay with that. And I want to put you in my shoes and show you the second thing is that people now are passing me. Their pace is faster than what I'm about to tell you. Some people are working doubly as quick. Their businesses are moving twice as fast. And we call it a business, but I have to tell you, it's a less than part-time thing. It's a less than part-time thing that we're doing. We're home with our families. I'm going to let Amy actually tell you a little bit about that because that'll hit home with her. But I want to tell you, this was my pace. So put yourself in my shoes. Picture 4 months from now. So call it June, this coming June, 4 months from now. You've gotten involved with a company, you're using the product line, and you're sharing it with people, and you're earning an extra residual income of $1,000 a week. $1,000 a week. Not everybody wants to do that. They don't have to. Some people want $200, $300 a month. Some people just want to eat free Isagenix, so they earn enough money in their referrals that they can eat free Isagenix. Their next order is free. Some people like me, I was kind of surprised at how easy it was. So I went out and I said, I can do this. So I told more people, and they told more people, and here I am at $1,000. So in June, you're at $1,000 a month. Let's fast forward 7 months. So here's my pace. So call it September, August, September time frame. Let's talk about 7 months from now. You're earning an extra residual of $2,000 to $3,000 a week. $2,000 to $3,000 a week. You're at $8,000, maybe $12,000 a month. By this coming September, you can be working a full-time job or owning 3 companies like we did with 3 kids running around at home. I know people with 5 children who are doing this, people with 7 children who are doing this, people with more than that. You can believe it. That's for another night. But, picture yourself earning a 6-figure residual supplemental income to your home, building this in the pockets of your life with some excited people, making people feel good. So now you're 7 months into the program. You're earning 6 figures a year. You close out your first year, not having experience, no idea what you're doing except doing whatever they tell you to do. I like to say if you're coachable, you could do really well here. Just be coachable. So I closed out at $86,000 my first year. $86,000, running 3 other companies with the kids and doing in the pockets that I barely had. Okay, but that's what happens in this comp plan, and it grows and it grows, and it's exciting, and more people share. But here's why I'm doing this call tonight. I'm doing this call because the second year in this business has completely changed our lives. Completely. We have built such a beautiful team of people. We have found people like us that are professionals. They're out there working. They're mothers, they're fathers, they're baby boomers, they're college students. We have found a whole gamut of people who got excited about this. And our second year has changed our lives. And just my position alone, so my husband and I have position, then our gym has another position. Our position alone did right under $500,000 our second year in this company. $500,000. And if you combine that with the gym position that we grew, it was well over $500,000 in our second year. If you put those positions together, because we were growing 2 accounts with a lot of referrals. That's life-changing. I just closed January at $62,000 for the month of January. I'm so fortunate and so blessed and so lucky, but I just put my head down and I figured out how to do it. Obviously, guys, we've been able to sell those companies. We've gotten rid of all 3 of those companies. I tell people I can't sell the kids. I can't sell the kids, but I can sell the companies. We've quadrupled our income from our businesses doing this, less than part-time. And so what I love is that we have a solution for a lot of people. And you can work super fast. You can work super slow. You can work as much as you want, as little as you want. I can't even call it work. My husband just said to me last week, I think you actually like this too much. Like, is there such a thing as liking this too much? Because I've just lost you. You're excited nonstop about this. But he's seeing what's happening for us. So, that's a little bit of my background. I love the opportunity to share what it looks like this coming year. And actually, I have no doubt now. I'm a witness to it. I'm seeing it. I'm living it. Just our position, my husband and I, it's going to make $1 million this year. In our third year, we'll close out at $1 million. And I can say it confidently because I know it's going to happen. I know how the model works. And it's just, if I just kind of keep doing what I'm doing, there's no chance that I'm not going to do that. So what I want to do, I am ready to turn it over. I'm excited because I want to hear sort of a different viewpoint tonight. So for those of you who are hanging with us, I'd love to introduce a friend. Her name is Amy Mayer. We have a circle of friends who went to high school together. It's the beauty of this is you reconnect with so many different people from college, from high school, and now we're building multi-million-dollar businesses together, having so much fun. Our lunch meetings are over sushi, our play dates with our kids, whatever it is, and we're just having a real blast. So I want to bring to the phone tonight, if you want to go ahead and unmute Amy, this is Amy Mayer. This is a woman who I was really excited to bring to the phone tonight because she's really impressed me with her story, with such a quick vision of what this could be, but also somebody professionally that I admire so much. And truthfully, this is not the kind of person I really thought we'd be able to pull into something like this because of what her background was. But to see the success that she's having, surrounded by the team of people that she's getting her leadership from and getting her coaching from, she is starting to boom a business. And so I'm excited to bring you to the call. Amy, welcome. I would love for you to tell us what did you see in this opportunity that made you, truly, you jumped in 2 feet, walked away from something really big. Tell us your story. Welcome. You might still be muted, Amy.
Are you there? Hey, sorry.
There you go. We got
Here I am.
Good.
Sorry. Oh my gosh,
call.
you seriously had me tearing up. Hopefully, I can get through this with no emotion. Hopefully, but thank you so much for having me. Honestly, I was honored when you asked me to get on this call tonight because you really are an inspiration to so many people, and I love hearing you speak. And you were honestly such a huge part as to why I took such a huge risk. Your encouragement and your belief in me and the belief in the people that you talk to, and I think that's what's been so awesome about this company is that the encouragement and that we're all just normal people, and I think that's what's so amazing. So thank you. I owe a lot of this to you because had it not been without your encouragement, I don't think I would have taken this huge risk. So thank you. But like Jeff said, my name is Amy Mayer, and I call it a journey. I started on this Isagenix journey about 6 months ago, and I'll kind of get into that, but I was a pharmaceutical rep for almost 13 years, and started on these products about 6 months ago. I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease about 7 years ago, and I know there's probably people on this call that struggle with the same disease. It attacks your energy, basically your whole endocrine system, so weight gain, and I just kind of felt crummy for about 7 years. But I'll get into that a little bit later. But first and foremost, I am a mom to two amazing little boys, and that honestly has been my why. And I went back to work full time after my first. I continued to come back from maternity leave. Was working with one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world, and like many of you, I know I poured my heart and soul into my job. I loved my job. I loved my career. I feel honored and blessed that I had the opportunity that I had helping so many patients and changing lives. I honestly had drugs that changed people's lives, and my best days were when I'd walk into an office and the doctor would look at me and he'd be like, this so-and-so patient, it's changed her life, it's changed his life. And so going back to work after my first son was very hard. I was pulled because I loved doing what I did. I loved helping people, but at the same time, I really struggled with that work-family life balance. My job requires, it's got some flexibility, but dinners at night, evening events, travel, and I struggled with what that work-family life balance would look like. So kind of began my journey, I guess you would say, and so when my first son was about a year old, the drug I was selling at the time was going generic. And I know most of you know there's been so many changes in the medical industry, but my drug was going generic, and we were told to sit by the phone on April 10th, 2013 to find out if we were going to have a job. And I had been with this company for a long time. We had never had a massive layoff. We all felt pretty confident that we would get placed somewhere within the company. And when I received my phone call that morning, I learned that I no longer had a position at the company, and that most of my team had lost their job. My manager had lost his job. My regional director had lost his job. And something changed in me at that moment, something that I had put so much faith and trust in corporate America. I graduated college, I got a good job, all these things that I put so much trust in were all of a sudden like completely taken away from me. Fortunately, a few weeks later, I was offered another position at the company in our diabetes division, which was awesome, and I was excited to have the opportunity. It was a great division to be in. I learned a lot about diabetes. I learned a lot about just the epidemic that we have going on in this country right now with obesity and autoimmune and all these. Just really have a health crisis, really. And I was excited to be a part of this division, and I got to launch a brand new drug, new class of medication for patients with type 2 diabetes. It was awesome, great drug. But something in my heart was changed, and I thought, I love helping people with, treating their illness, but what about prevention? And I had kind of been introduced to Isagenix throughout this period. My husband had started on the products from my brother-in-law, and I really thought it was some new fad thing. My husband's been a CrossFitter before, and, pretty good avid workout person. We've had 1,000 different proteins that have come through our house that I can't stomach. They're disgusting. And we all of a sudden get this box of Isagenix, and I'm rolling my eyes. I was actually pregnant with our second child, and I'm like, Josh, what is this? Like, what are you ordering? He's like, I don't know. It's something from Ryan. Jessica and Aaron, and talking about, well, they're using it. They're having great success, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So he started using it. He's a man of very few words. I'm like, well, what is it? He's like, I don't know. I feel better. And then I began to see his physical transformation, which was pretty amazing as I was having a second child. So clearly I was not having that same transformation. And so I began to kind of look through the booklets as they would come through the door every month with his products, and I was more annoyed that I had to make room for canisters in our pantry. But through this time period, I was still struggling with trying to figure out how I was going to go back to work with 2 kids, manage all this. My husband has a really demanding job, and what that was going to look like. And I honestly prayed for an opportunity where I want to help people. I want something to do, but I don't know what that looks like yet. So after having our second child, I had about 35 pounds to lose. I definitely crank on some weight when I'm pregnant. And so I thought, what the heck? My sister-in-law and I talked, and we called Jessica, and we went and met her. We'd heard that she was having some great success. So we're like, why not? We'll go talk. So we went and talked. The kids ran around, and I was still trying to poke 1,000 holes in these products. I didn't believe in, putting, products into my body like this, and we should just eat, apples and whole foods. But sitting with Jessica and really learning the science behind this, and I guess for me, I needed to know the science. The science is the part that intrigued me the most, and understanding what cellular cleansing was all about. And oh my gosh, it's a beautiful thing. What taking your body from acidic to alkaline, what that means. So once I began to grasp, this was not about weight loss. Yes, did I have weight to lose? I did. But it was more than that. It was putting amazing products into my body. And with my autoimmune, I talked to Jessica a little bit about that, and she shared with me about a lot of autoimmune patients that felt so much better. And I can say after 7 years of struggling with energy, I feel better than I have felt in years. the side effect of these products, literally within a couple of days, I couldn't go to bed at night. I had so much energy. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I used to be like. I would go. I would type A, trying to get stuff done. And I remember one night my husband was going up to bed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to vacuum. He's like, it's 9 p.m. I'm like, I know, I got to get the floors clean. So like my energy was back, and that was an amazing thing with, a baby and a 2.5-year-old running around at the time. So convincing my husband that I was interested in kind of the business and selling this wasn't hard. He believed in the products. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law were loving the products as well. But I asked my husband, I was like, I'm still skeptical. I'm really, really skeptical coming from my industry. I'm just so skeptical of I don't know what this company is and what they're about. And so one night, and my husband's a CPA, CFP, PFS. I don't know. He's got more credentials behind his name than I ever will. So financially very very savvy and into numbers. And I'm like, I want you to go to a meeting and learn about this company and let me know what you think. So he and my brother-in-law went, and I loved it that they sat with Jess and Herb Cepeda, who I didn't know who that was at the time. Seemed like a really nice guy, but sat with my brother-in-law and my husband and learned a lot more about this company. And I think they got home around midnight. I don't know. It was really late. And my husband literally woke me up, and he said, you need to do this. And he believed before I did. So in that time period, I went back to work. I had my second and began to share this product with a lot of my just good friends. And what's been awesome is I was sharing it with people that we're on a team together. These are some of the same people that stood up next to my husband and I in our wedding. It's so much fun. They began to have transformations. The people that they were enrolling had transformations, and I began to believe. I began to plug in. I plugged this into pockets of my life. I would get on these conference calls. I would hear mothers that had struggled with the work-family life balance like me. I would literally cry hearing their stories because I was struggling. I was hurting. I did not want to be on this rat race of trying to figure out how to have it all, how to have my career and be a good mom and all this. I was exhausted from just, the emotional part of it. And December 1, I finally made a decision that I was going to jump all in. I was ready to take a huge risk and walk away from a great job and a almost 13-year career that I had built very hard to have. To do this. I'd prayed about it, and honestly, it was an answer from prayer. We went out to California in January, which my brother-in-law and my husband kind of teamed up together and took my sister-in-law and I. We were kind of irritated at the time that they were doing this, but I am so glad we went. I was blown away at the people in this company. I think that took my breath more than anything. The giving back, the belief that everyone has in each other, the encouragement. Coming back within 3.5 weeks, I hit Crystal Director. I'm having so much fun. I texted Jessica one night, and I was like, I feel like I'm on speed. She's like, girl, this is what we call fired up. And I guess that's what I am, is fired up now. But I don't know. It's been amazing. And so I'll close with one story. My why has really been my boys. I wanted to be home with them. I wanted to pick them up from preschool. I didn't want it to be the nanny. I wanted it to be me. I knew that I get one shot at this life, and I was ready to take a risk. And Jessica, you talked in the beginning about timing, and this was my time, and I was ready. And just last week, both my boys were sick, and it was a long week, but I remember sitting there with both of them, and I was telling my mom, I'm like, I get to just be home this week. I'm not trying to figure out, childcare and leaving them with running high fevers. And one of my sons suffers from febrile seizures, so I panic when I have to leave him with a fever. I got to stay with him. I didn't have to worry about calling into work and explaining my situation or trying to figure things out or rearrange my schedule. I was able to be home and even still fit Isagenix into my little pockets of time that I had. And it's been a huge blessing for me, and I'm just so grateful to have found this company, to have found these products that I am so passionate about that I can't stop talking about it. And so, Jess, I so hope and thank you for having me on this call, and hopefully my story, speaks to someone on this call. But thank you.
You are going to change thousands of lives. I just love it. You re-enrolled me. I was like, I want to get back in. I want to start again. Yes, I did it.
You want to come on my team? Come be on my team. I'll take you.
Oh my God, funny. I just, here I've got the biggest smile on my face, and because it's just hearing what you're talking about is why we're here. This has been already so soon life-changing. We can relate to your skepticism. We can relate to, do I do this? We can also relate to not wanting to leave your kids when they have a fever. It's like one of the most awful things you can ask a mother to do, or to feel like you have to call someone and ask permission to stay home with your child. It's so relatable, Amy, and that's why I said to you, I didn't even prep you for tonight. I said just from your heart, tell us your experience, because that's raw and that's real, and that's why you are so relatable. So thank you. That was beautifully communicated. I actually saw Facebook kind of blowing up with people saying how inspired they are with you and how exciting this call was. And I'll tell you guys, when you look around and you discover that Amy is only 20% of the women in this country that earn six figures, do it in a traditional job. Only 20% of the women that earn six figures in America do it in a traditional setting. 80% of the women, it's actually 82% now. 2 years ago it was 80%. It's now 82% of the women in this country that earn a six-figure year income or more do it through a network marketing avenue, through a network marketing company. This is what people are doing. This industry has come of age. This is how it's the highest industry in earning for how we are getting products to an end line consumer. They are using the model of network marketing because it's brilliant, it's smart, it's personal, it's referral-based. Referral-based business is the most successful type of business right now. And so when people's bodies transform, whether they like it or not, people ask how they're getting it. And so, I want to say that Amy is one of the few percentage of women who had this tremendous success in a traditional business as a woman that's been able to jump in, see the vision, and know. What I love about Amy, guys, is that she knows that she's a six-figure person in this company, because she wouldn't have done it otherwise. She would not be here. She wouldn't be talking on this call, sharing her heart and sharing her story if she didn't think she was a major player in this company. And all we're doing is finding men and women who have this little bit of trust to take this little bit of a chance. And to be honest with you, there is no risk. You can get out of this any second you want. If you say, I'm out, you walk away. There's no risk. But if you realize there could be something huge on the other side, if you wanted to commit to it, people like Amy, we love, because she said, I'm in, I'm all in, and I got nervous, guys. She's walking away from this income for her family, and kind of resting on the fact that I've shown her a vision that I hope would work, and what I love, Amy, is you are living it, you're doing it, you are excited, you're showing up everywhere, you're on all these calls, you're like, this is the funnest thing. I loved it the other day. You texted me. I cannot believe we make money doing this. It is so much fun.
It is so
fun. Didn't I tell you? I said, girl, that's never going to stop. You're never going to stop feeling that way. And here we tell all these people, Amy, use the product to help you sleep better, because that's just what it does for your body. It gets you more alkaline. But then on the flip side, they start to learn about the money and they can't sleep. I know. And you can't sleep anymore. So it's so awesome to share that and to know that you're right there with me. And I can relate to your feeling of fired up. I can relate to your enthusiasm. I can relate to how you want to touch so many more lives. And that's what we're doing. We have the avenue. We have the team. And what's beautiful is we have the timing. This is the perfect time to be in this company. We've just hit momentum. That is a growth period. We are going small to big. If you have not heard of Isagenix until now, trust me, you are going to hear about it a lot more in the next week, 2, 3 weeks. We are becoming a household name. This is a household name that's up and coming, right? We were referral-based business before. We're now becoming a household name. And we invite people to join us now because they can get in and see what's going on and watch this growth and see how quickly something can build itself if you put a little bit of effort into it and invite the people that you want to invite, people you want to work with. You don't have to sit next to somebody in a cube that you don't want to work with. And not to bash it, because I did it for a long time, but I'm just real happy sitting in my own office in my house in my pajamas and, doing what I got to do to talk to people. So, this is very real, very exciting, and we're so thankful that so many of you joined us tonight. Amy and I both are honored that you're listening in. And, hopefully you guys can go back to the person that invited you to the call, share them your thoughts, get your questions answered, feel good about making this decision. Be as excited as we are coming into this, and jump in with us, and we'd love to have you. We'd love to hear your own story in a month or 2 months or 3 months, and we'd love to get you on a call like this where you can reach hundreds and hundreds of people at a time and show people what is going on, what the reality of this is. You can tell us you were a skeptic that night that you heard Amy and Jessica's call, and now all of a sudden you're in a completely different place in your life. And so we encourage you to just, take a shot risk-free and let us know what happens. We encourage all of you. We're excited for all of your transformations, whether it be financial, whether it be physical. We'll cheer you on the whole way through with us. So thanks again, Amy, and I want to go ahead and let everybody go for tonight. Yep, thank you so much, and everybody have a great night, and we'll see you Monday if you want to learn more about the product line. Talk to you then. Thanks, Amy. Take care, guys.
Bye. Thanks.
Good night.
Conference recording stopped.